Today we are excited to have Peter Bedard in the studio with us. Peter is a hypnotherapist and has a Master's of Arts degree. He also has a Create Your Health website to help people find the best healing modalities for them. Peter has also created a system of healing called Convergence Healing that he uses with patients and which is soon to be a released book. Peter, thank you for being with us in the studio today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
We're very happy to see you. Why don't we start by you telling us what a typical client can expect? So someone calls you, comes in for a session. What's the first session like? How many times do they usually come back? That type of thing.
Well, you just don't know. Just as in any type of therapy, you really don't have a clue about how many sessions are going to be required. What we do know is that hypnotherapy and working with the subconscious mind will speed up the process by about 2/3 to a half. So if you're going in for 100 sessions with a traditional mode of therapy, psychotherapy, something of like that,
Yes.
then you're really only going to have a small percentage that would be of the hypnosis work.
Okay.
So it can get pretty extreme. There have been studies that have shown for just a handful of hypnosis sessions, you would need 600 other types of common psychology sessions in order to get the healing effect that you want.
Okay, so, and you mentioned psychology. Are you talking specifically about psychological issues, or can we be talking about pain control? Is that just kind of a blanket?
It's kind of a blanket thing. The white paper studied across the board.
Gotcha.
So the type of work I do is really focused on the emotional issue behind the pain.
Okay.
And so I focus on what it is that our thoughts, what it is that our thoughts, you like that? What it is that our thoughts. I focus on the understanding that our thoughts and our feelings directly affect our DNA.
Okay.
Right? And new science is even discovering there's little things like epidermal switches on our DNA strands that are turned off and on by our thoughts and our emotions.
Wow, that is cool.
Very powerful,
I love
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing things. So going back to your question about the number of sessions, my first session with someone, they should always get some sort of recovery, feeling better, walking out of my space.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Okay.
All right? On some level, I want them to have some type of experience of feeling better and actually feeling like there's a degree shift. Maybe it's 1 degree, maybe it's 10 degrees.
Okay. So in your new book, Peter's writing a book, he talks about a near-death experience.
Yeah.
Tell us about how that reshaped your life.
So I am so grateful. Somebody actually killed me. I slammed me into the back of a semi-truck and I died. And that was several years ago now, and I had to go through a long process of healing. But that healing process is what I call my gold. Sitting down with you, this is what I call, I got it backwards, that process of the healing, I call that my garbage. Sitting down with you, that's my gold. This right here, having this conversation, being able to share what I do through your gift of doing this, this is my gold.
Awesome.
Because all the healing I had to do, and I had fibromyalgia and arthritis and asthma and bronchitis and sciatica, and I had anxiety and depression, and I had tons of other little things that came in. I came close to dying several other times. My body was stressed out. And I had to do that healing work. And my doing that healing work is the gold that I get to share with other people. So I get to do it in a few ways. I get to just be that beacon that stands there and says, if I can do it, so can you.
Excellent.
If I can do it, so can you.
Excellent.
And I get to be someone who helps people guide themselves towards their healing process.
Okay, great. So let's talk about intention setting. Most people in our audience are familiar with setting positive intentions. You talk about that in the book. Can you maybe go into a little more detail about what that looks like?
Positive intentions can only go so far. All right? You gotta have more than just your thoughts involved. And I think, there's a trend a few years ago about this idea of The Secret. Well, The Secret really focused on that. Think it and it will be.
Yes.
It's gotta go beyond that. You can't just think something. We live in this physical world, right? We have these physical bodies, and our thoughts are physical, and that's the thing the movie was really driving at.
Yes.
But it has to go beyond just the thought.
Okay, for
You
example?
gotta know what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, right? When I'm dealing with my addicts, let's say, they know what their misery is like, and they know it. And to know something is using all of the parts of your brain, all of your body, right?
Yes, yes.
To know something, to know someone is to smell them.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
To feel them, to hear them, right? Even to taste them, right? That type of thing. That's when you really know someone, yeah? And when you're in this place of knowing your misery, which is where most people get stuck, knowing their misery. They know what it looks like. I asked my addict, they know what their misery smells like. They know what it feels like. They know what it looks like. They know what it tastes like. And so I asked them to switch it up. Well, what would your happiness look like? What could it look like? What's the smell of your joy, right?
And you're doing this while they're under hypnosis.
Sometimes, sometimes not. We go into suggestible states all the time. So hypnosis is a very interesting thing. Just driving your car from point A to point B and not remembering the drive,
yes,
we could call that hypnosis.
Sure.
That's it.
Sure.
Right? The subconscious mind is driving the car.
Yes.
Right? And the conscious mind is thinking something else, not even in the car with you.
Yes.
Right? And you pass your exit, or you drive to the grocery store, or you go to work on the Saturday that you meant to go to the grocery store, right?
Sure.
Your conscious mind wasn't there. Your conscious mind was focused on something else. Your subconscious mind was in that habit of behavior of driving the car.
Okay.
That's hypnosis. So you can go into hypnosis reading a book, watching a movie, even having a conversation with someone. There's a type of hypnosis work that I do which is called conversational hypnosis.
Okay.
And so a trance state may feel like a meditation state. It may just feel like a place of being calm. It may feel like you went really deep and you have something that we call hypnoamnesia, where you come out of it and you're like, whoa, wait, what just happened? Like driving the car down the road, missing your exit and going, whoa, and almost having a feeling like you just woke up, even though your eyes are wide open.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So hypnosis is just a state of being. I'm not a purist, and I don't differentiate between meditation or mindfulness or hypnosis or guided imagery or visualization. For me, it's a state of construction. And when you're in that state, you're the creator.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So let's get some questions from our audience.
Fun.
All right.
All right.
So we have Miguel Meza from right here in Los Angeles. He Facebooked in. He said, "What exactly does hypnosis tap into? The unconscious mind? Question mark. Memories? Question mark.
All of the above. D, Miguel. D. All of the above.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on.
Do you want me to elaborate on that?
Sure.
It's up to you.
Elaborate a little bit.
So, so the hypnosis goes into our beliefs, opinions, and judgments. Those beliefs, those thoughts, those feelings are what dictate things, right?
Yes.
So there's an exercise I want to share with you that's around anxiety, let's say, or let's skip to pain.
Okay.
There's one on pain that I want to share later, right?
Yeah.
And it's about understanding, well, what is pain? And what is the actual feeling of that pain? Well, what if you taught your body to feel something else? And what if you taught it from this place of calm stillness? Now, I could teach it to you also while you're running. And if we were running together and our eyes are wide open, right? You slip into kind of a trance when you're running, don't you?
Sure.
They call that the runner's high.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That experience, where everything just kind of disappears in the background.
Yes.
And you're focused on one particular thing, whether it's getting where you're going or whether it's a thought that you're having.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So creating that state is what hypnosis is.
All right. Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. All right. So let's go on. We have another question. This one is from Rocky McKee in Palm Springs. He Facebooked in, "Can hypnotherapy be beneficial in the case of substance abuse or alcoholism? And can you give us more details about which particular drugs?" So I think he wants to know more details about which drugs people use when they come to you in general. Is it smoking? Is it alcohol? What's kind of the bigger?
Okay, so with hypnosis is actually finding its way into sobriety houses.
Okay.
So into treatment centers.
Great.
Because they're understanding that the power of the mind and what your subconscious beliefs are tend to drive everything.
Yes.
And the anxiety that someone is feeling, right? I describe it this way. The universe knocks and says, hey, you might want to deal with that. And we go, oh, I don't know, I can't, it's too unsafe, whatever it is, right? And then we push it aside, and it knocks again a little bit louder. And eventually the universe hits us over the head with a 2x4. And it says, wake up, right? Yep. Now, that might be through addiction and hitting a bottom. Yep. That might be through a tumor. So hypnosis is really powerful because in a case of nature of addiction, where you may be using a drug, and it doesn't matter what kind of addiction, that's the interesting thing. It's really about the underlying anxiety that's being medicated, that is being ignored or shoved down.
Got it.
That is coming out sideways.
Got it.
Right?
As addiction.
As addiction. It could come out as addiction. It could come out as a tumor.
Okay, sure.
Right? The
sure.
things we take, we shove them down, shove them down, shove them down, shove them down. We don't deal with it.
Yep.
Our bodies have to. Comes out sideways. You see that,
And then
I'm
it
sure.
expresses, exactly.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So addiction is an interesting thing. Addiction, from my understanding, is just another way that someone is trying to understand and survive in the world. And so when you take away that survival mode, sometimes the addictions completely disappear. I had somebody who shifted out of addiction, and this is a miracle.
Yes.
I really classify this as a miracle. This is not standard results.
Yes.
He went from having a severe drinking problem in 2 sessions, nothing.
Wow. So, in other words, hypnotherapy is very, very effective for addiction, obviously.
It can be.
All right. So, Peter, I wish we had more time to hang out and talk. I could talk to you
I
all
could talk
day.
forever.
But we don't have the time. So, please tell our audience exactly how to find you. Give them your website.
Oh, you can find me all over the place. So I have a store.
Couple of great ways in your store.
I have a store in downtown LA. If you ever visit downtown LA, stop by. It's called Create Your Health Teas, Healing Herbs and Spices. Our focus are the healing qualities of nature. And then you can find me online at convergencehealing.com and at createyourhealth.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
in today.
Lovely to be here.
Yeah, it was great. For more Wellness for Realists, be sure to subscribe to us at emPOWERme.tv. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and you can find me at acupuncturebychristian.com.